I'll take a double, triple grimace shake on a yacht.
I teach 7th grade, they are still performing on the 4th grade level.
Brain rot.
So do you know what Riz is?
One of the most impactful things to come out of social media in years, and not in a good way. It is currently reshaping the minds of so many people, practically frying their brains to the point of no return. While adults may find it easy to avoid this sort of content, others are helplessly consumed by the world of brain rot. The majority that falls victim to this happens to be the next generation, or Generation Alpha. The negatives very much outweigh the positives by a landslide, but the question is, why did this even become a thing? And more importantly, who is responsible? Or how many are responsible for this strange trend? Although brain rot may sound recent, the term dates further back than you might think. You see, back in the 1900s, when literature became popular, people would think that fiction is brain rot content. Radio and comic books were said to be eroding intellectual standards. Though they didn't use the exact phrase brain rot, the sentiment was there, that consuming too much of this content could dull people's minds. Then the phrase brain rot began to surface in the 1960s and 70s, when TVs became a part of every home. People began to notice that kids were spending more time in front of the TV and less time engaging in creative playtimes or outdoor activities. But then came the internet, which was heavily used by millennials, and again, the term brain rot was being thrown here and there. And then, just when it seemed like things couldn't get more intense, social media entered the scene. With its rise in the 2000s, these concerns only deepened. Algorithms are still being designed to keep users engaged for as long as possible and feed them content that leads to endless scrolling and mindless consumption. The new generation, Gen Alpha or iPad kids, grew up with a rectangular digital box that gives them a constant and unlimited flow of content and mindless information, and its effects are starting to show. Many teachers are complaining how kids are aggressive nowadays, and that the 7th graders are still performing on the 4th grade level. But if you think these are just random TikTok videos, why would I believe them? Then let's take a look at scientific studies. Studies show that Gen Alpha is more prone to distraction at school and wants quick access to information. They're in front of screens more and earlier than any other generation, even Gen Zers, who are incredibly tech savvy in their own right. There are 3 main culprits that are causing the modern brain rot. Today, attention-grabbing content gets the most views. Videos with endless loops and split screens are gaining attention of Gen Alpha. They have Subway Surfers on one side and Fortnite Among Us or Family Guy on the other. On kids' platforms, this content might contain 5 to 10 meme characters on a screen with a video playing in the background. For example, when you open TikTok Kids, this will be the average content you see. These videos are the ultimate example of how we are not consuming social media. Instead, it's consuming us. Recently, a lot of videos started popping up on TikTok and Reels where people were talking about brain rot and how Gen Alpha speaks in weird slang words like skibbity toilet, rizzler, negative aura, only in Ohio, phantom tax, and looks maxing. Many of these terms originated on streaming platforms like Twitch. For example, the term Riz, which is a part of Riz in Charisma, was popularized by K-Kinet, who is a gamer with millions of followers. He started using the word Riz on his live streams, and quickly it became popular on all platforms. Similarly, another friend of K, Phantom, is known for popularizing phantom tax. He's known for taxing or taking food from his friends without permission. So, when someone says, "I'm just collecting my phantom tax," it means they are taking food without consent. Skibbity is another nonsensical word. The real explosion of skibbity came with the YouTube series Skibbity Toilet, which shows a bizarre conflict between human-headed toilets and humans with electronic devices for the head. And apparently, this horrific series is very popular among 5 to 12-year-olds. So now, people are using skibbity as very or really. When it's combined as skibbity riz, it means you've got the most charisma, and if it's something like skibbity Ohio, it's really bad. Ohio means weird. Sigma means lone wolf. Negative aura means someone or something that gives off bad vibes. Mad lit is equal to super impressive. No cap means I'm not lying. The obsessive slang list goes on. And that's how, ladies and gentlemen, a generation with brain rot was formed. Doom scrolling is one of the most dangerous reasons for brain rot. If you find yourself digging deeper into the details of a bad news, you've been doom scrolling. It's a digital black hole that sucks you in with a constant stream of negativity that leaves you feeling drained and overwhelmed. Our brains are wired to prioritize negative information. It's one of the gifts of evolution that is supposed to keep us safe. However, this same mechanism can be exploited when we are exposed to endless negative content on the internet. With every click on a distressing story, you're training your brain to focus on the worst case scenario. This negativity overload can turn your mind into mush, making it harder to concentrate, remember things, or even make a simple decision. So, is anyone going to put a stop to this? Likely not. It would be cliche to say, but it's true that technology is everywhere. Adults who face brain rot can only prevent it by being responsible and controlling their screen time. But for kids, parents have to play a role in maintaining screen time for their kids. They can also engage them in different activities like having playtime, family outings, playing board games, or anything else that requires some time away from the screen, because not everyone, especially kids, know how to use the internet properly.